Hello and welcome to another video from me, Rough Swordsman, Wargamer. It's been a while, but yes, we're back on it. It's part 5, Patrol 5 of Skies Above Britain, designed by Jerry White and Gina Willis, and published, of course, by GMT Games. Yes, it's been a while, so apologies for that, and advanced apologies for any mistakes I might make because of the length of time it was since the last one. So let's have a quick reminder of what's going on. In the last patrol, we ended up with 26 victory points, which is still a failure. But if we can get a few more in these last 2 patrols, we might be able to have a successful campaign. If you remember, over in the hospital, we've got 2 pilots. We've got Christoph de Klerk and Nordic Maelstrom, who have been there for quite a while, getting to know the nurses. And once we've chosen our pilots, we'll see what happens to those 2 chaps. We've also got a pilot discharged, if you remember, poor old Groucho Marx. So before we choose our pilots, we'll see if we get a replacement for him. I did ask for viewers if they'd like to be one of the pilots. Got a couple of replies. Unfortunately, I forgot that we are using the optional pilot replacement table, so we might not get anything unless we throw a 9. So apologies to those 2. You might be lucky and get a go, but we'll check for that before we see who's flying on the mission. So let's get this patrol in the air. So the first thing is random event. Here's the random events page. We're on this campaign skirmishing over the channel. Let's see what we get. Night duty again. Here we are. We had this last time. One of your pilots is called up for night patrol. Select a pilot, but not a green one. Credit that pilot for flying 1 patrol and check for landing. Roll a die. If you roll a 1, a fog shrouds the aerodrome and he fails to return and is not seen again. He returns safely if you rolled a 2 or higher. If he returns and is assigned to this upcoming patrol, he is automatically exhausted after that patrol. Well, as I explained last time, we won't let him fly in this patrol because exhausted means you go to the hospital. So let's see who is doing this night duty. So we can't use our 2 green pilots. That's Thomas Historic Wings and E4 Airmen. We can't use the 4 that are resting because they're fatigued, but we'll use the 9 regular pilots and the 2 veterans. We'll pop them in the bag of doom. Here they are in the bag. And who's going on this night duty? It is Dave's Gaming Cave. Let's see if he returns safely. Oh, only just. Well done, Dave. He'll miss out this patrol, but he will get credited with a patrol flight, and we'll pop him there for next time. Right, let's sort out the rest for this patrol. So here's the setup for Chapter 1, Skirmishing Over the Channel. And as you probably know by now, first thing we're going to do is put these raid vector markers out. And they're in the bag of doom now, in the 2-4-2-2-1-1 formation. And there's 2. And as always, if you trust me, let's speed it up. There we are. And next is the squadron formation marker. But as you know by now, I tend to put that off until we've picked our pilots. So let's do that now. So we've got the pilots back in the bag. We've just got to pop in the green ones. And we have to leave out Dave, who's just done his night duty, and these 4 here who are having a rest. And just to remind you, that's Nate from the War Room, Koi, Phoenix Knight, and Viper Dave. Before we pick the pilots, let's see if we get a replacement for Groucho Marx using the replacement table here. We lost 1 pilot, so we might get a replacement if we throw a 9 or more. Here we go. Oh, no luck. Oops. It's a 3. Sorry, chaps. We'll try again next patrol. But we're safe enough for this patrol. So, as always, we'll choose the pilots and then we'll let you know who they are. So, they're in the bag. And our first section, yellow section, we have J. U. He's a veteran. That's Richard Kerr. Pop him there. And I. Red section. A. W. That's Thomas, so he's green. Let's just remind ourselves of that. Pop him there. B will be our leader. T, that's Tony, I think. He's a vet. So he can lead blue section. And lastly, the last 3 in the bag, just enough. There we go, the bag is empty. So who have we got for Patrol 5 in yellow section? We've got J, that's Stuka. Sorry, Spitfire Joe is back. U, as I mentioned earlier, is Richard Kerr, a veteran. And I is, of course, ID Jester. Red section, A, that's Alan Blue Tweezers. B is Mike Berticelli, who's the leader of red section. And as mentioned again earlier, we've got Thomas from Historic Wings, our green pilot. Blue section, L is Herman Lutman. T is Tony, of course, Tony's Bald Life, our veteran leader of blue section. H is Hissy Cat. And in the green section, we've got F, E4 Airman. He's our other green pilot. So I'll pop that there to remind us. E is Gareth Evans. And K, Meandering Mike. That's our squadron. Now we've picked out our squadron. Let's wander over to the hospital and see what's happening to Christoph and Nordic. So here they are. And as you can see here, we need a 9 to 12 to get them back into the squadron for the last patrol, Patrol 6. 1 to 3, they'll follow Groucho and be discharged. And 4 to 8, they stay in hospital. Okay, let's try Christoph first. Oh, that's a 7. Oh dear, he stays in hospital. Sorry, Christoph. Nordic. He does it! He's back in the squadron for the last patrol. We'll pop him over on the squadron display next to Dave's gaming cave for next time. Sorry, Christoph, maybe we'll get you back in the squadron at least for the end of the campaign party. Next on the setup page, we've got the starting visibility. We'll use the blue die for the starting visibility, and if we need it, the red die for the sun's location. Oh, 5 again, we've got clear and sun, and this time 9, it's on the starboard. So let's set that up. Been pretty lucky with the weather. So visibility is clear, and 9 is at starboard, over here. Okay, there's a raid coming in. Let's see where our squadron is. 7, middle for diddle again. And now we can start on the sequence of play. So here we are, and the first thing we need to do in the raid vector sequence is reveal those markers. So let's see what we got. The first one is... oh no! That's a raid marker. If you remember, raid marker not in play. If the raid marker is not yet on the raid track, place it in the vector markers space. If visibility is clear, place escort station markers in escort stations on the interception map. Roll die and apply result from the escort station table in the situation manual. Right. Crikey, they're right over the coast. So that goes there. We can get rid of that. And now we have to see what the escort is made up of. So here we are at the escort stations. Let's see what we get this time. Oh, 2 lots. We've got one lot of 109s ahead and another lot at high. So let's sort that out. So we've got one here ahead and the other over here high. The only good thing is they're not heavy. So we have to reveal the next raid marker, and it is straggler. Don't think we will, because the next lot is 4 and they're right here. They may well drop their bombs on the coast and then hightail it back. I think we'll need as many sections as possible. Once again, you may disagree, but we'll leave that straggler. Next, we've got to use some fuel up. Here we go. Next, contact. And yes, I think we can. Let's do that. Now we can make contact because the raid marker is on the board here. We don't have to. We could say no and move our squadron formation marker either to high or move it closer to the coast, or do both if we use a fuel. And if we do that, we go back to the reveal. And there are 4 of them, as I mentioned earlier, and the possibility that we might get another raid marker and they drop their bombs is probably quite high. So we will go for contact. Also, contact is possible because we are in an adjacent zone. We have to be in the same or adjacent zone as the raid marker. So because we are in an adjacent zone, the first thing we've got to do, because we're quite a ways away from the raid, we've got to put the throttle down and use some fuel. And now we're going to throw a die and see what position we're coming in at. We can use another fuel if we wish to slightly improve our position. I'll pop that there. Let's use the blue die. Oh, 10. That means we can come in at nose low. Now, if we do, there's going to be a penalty of no disruption allowed for the first round. But I think we're going to spend another fuel to go nose high. Oh, crikey, using that up very quickly. And so we're coming in at nose high. Pop that on there for the moment to remind us. Just move those down so we can see which station they are. So we are now into the interception sequence and the orders. So for the orders, I think we are going to split off yellow section to go after this ahead station of 109s. Pop that there to remind us. They're going after the escorts, while the rest of the squadron, I won't bother to put the split up sections on there. They're going after the bombers. Now, the reason we're going after this ahead station, I'm hoping my tactics are okay, because when we do go after the bombers, if there's an ahead escort station there, it's going to be 10 or more to try and intercept the bombers, whereas it's only 6 to intercept with this high one. Also, to intercept those escorts is only going to be a 6 or more. Well, he says only, but we'll see how we go. Whatever happens, though, there's going to be a dogfight. Oh, but before we do that, the reason I left this book out is because as we're doing contact, we can put out the bomber type and get that ready. So let's do that. So we'll have the blue die for the bomber type and the red die for its formation. What have we got there? 6. Oh, we're back to Stukas. And 4 is 6 tiles of configuration. Let's do that. There we go. Okay, let's see how yellow section gets on with intercepting those escorts. So as I said earlier, we're coming in at nose high. We've got 109s. We're going after the ahead station. So we need to throw a 6 or more. Can't use the out of the sun advantage, of course, because it's at starboard. Pop that down there. So 6 or more. Oh, 6. So yellow section is off to intercept those 109s. So let's do that. Here's yellow section, our 3 pilots. We've got Jay, that's Stuka Joe. You, our veteran pilot, is Richard Kerr, and I is ID Jester. And because they're going after the escorts, whatever happens, they will be lost contact. So, as we successfully intercepted them, we can use our RAF advantage deck. Give that a shuffle. And maybe a little cut. There we are. What have we got? Let's be good. Oh. So we're tailing a swarm of 109s. Blast them. Section only, which it is. If RAF fighters are attacking out of the sun. No, we're not. So it's just a swarm. We'll pop that there. Now, because we're tailing, we could just bank off and leave them to it and they will disappear. But if you remember, when we get to the escort suppression table, if we've destroyed at least one German fighter, we can add a +1 to our die roll. And if we're successful, because the escort isn't a heavy escort, they will disperse and go back home. So it's worth having a go. So here's the head-on and tailing deck. Give it a nice shuffle. cut. There we are. Let's see what we get. So we are tailing. We are a section and it's 109, so we're in this one. Oh dear, what's going on there? We can do them in any order, remember. Someone's going to get a low ammo, so let's do that. There's the numbers we're worried about there. Let's pop that there for a sec. That's 11. That's rolled right down to the bottom. 11. So that's yellow 2. That's ID Jester. Gets a low ammo. That's not a good start. This means that the 109s disappear. We don't get any hits for those, unfortunately. And then they're replaced by a couple coming straight at us, which ain't good at all. That's everything. Yep. So we should have worked through this. There weren't any head-on. We weren't being tailed. So we've done the tailing one. No hit checks. So we go back again. And the first thing we do is that head-on attack. Just move that out of the way for a moment. So we'll carry on using one of these, but the other part now. So we're a section. We've got, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, 109s. They disappear. We still don't get anything for that. We've got to destroy a fighter ourselves to get that +1. Somebody's taking a hit, and then 2 of them are coming up behind now. What's going on? They're giving us the right run around. So who's getting the hit? We need that back. Hope you can see the numbers there. 9. That's ID Jester again. Oh dear, he's going to give me grief. So we're using one of these. We don't look at the back. Oh, he's got a rudder 7. Oh, come here. There we go. And then just to finish off, we've got a couple coming from behind. There we are. Oh, sorry, the video looks a bit different to what it did a second ago because I nearly made a mistake, I think. I was going to move from this head-on down to the hit check, but now, because of those Luftwaffe pilots, we've now got a couple tailing us. So now we've got to do that one, but we can do a maneuver. Hope that's right. Let me know if it's not. But now these have turned up, so we've got to do that because it's after the head-on. So maneuver, I think we'll try our favourite. We'll do evade, which means we can pick 2 cards and choose the best one, if such a thing exists. So we'll give these a shuffle. Take 2 of those and we'll pop them there for a second. Let's see what we've got. So we're using this one here. So what have we got? Oh, much of a muchness really, except this one's got the hit. We're not using that because we didn't do a turn. So we're using this bottom one. Yeah, let's use this one because this one's got a hit. We haven't got any green pilots, so that won't apply. So just those 2 bottom ones there. So this one here means that the section uses a fuel up. We'll move that along on the track. And that R with the little German plane means one of these flies away. We still haven't downed any 109s. Yep, nearly made another mistake. Just about to go into another round when I remembered that when you use an evade maneuver, if you're still tailed after that round, you can reduce the Luftwaffe fighter marker by 1, and as there's only 1, that goes. So apologies, as I said at the beginning, it's been a while since I've got back into this, so I'm bound to make some little mistakes, so hope you forgive me. But unfortunately, that now means that we're going to do the hit check for ID Jester. Let's see if I can fit that in there. 7 or more. No, a 4 doesn't cut it. Jester's off to the rudder fate box. Over he goes. Dear, oh dear. Right. So that was a waste of time. We didn't down any 109s, so we can't apply the +1 to our escort suppression, which is coming up next. Here we are. I've put those two in the lost contact area so I don't get them confused with the rest of the squadron. Here's the escort suppression table, and we're not going to get a +1 modifier because we didn't actually down any planes. Dear oh dear. So it's light. We did send 3 planes after it. So if we throw a 9 or more, we will actually reduce that ahead station escort, and as it's not a heavy one, it will disappear. If we throw 6 or more, we will suppress it at least, so it won't be attacking us during this interception sequence. Right, fingers crossed then. So let's pop that there. So this is the one we want. Come on. Oh, 11, yes, they have gone. That escort reduced, it's not heavy, so it disappears. Wonderful. That'll help us out. Next, the rest of the squadron are going after the bombers. So as you can see, the yellow section wooden counter has gone. It's done its job. We've now got red, blue and green sections going after these Stukas. So as we can see now, if we hadn't got rid of that ahead escort, we'd have to throw a 10 or more. But now, still quite dodgy with the high one, we've got to throw a 6 or more. We can re-roll by using a fuel, but let's see. Can't use out the sun, of course. Fingers crossed. How's that? That'll do. 6 or more. Come on. 12, get in. We're going after the Stukas. So on the sequence of play, we are now here. We were successful. So we're into round 1 of the bomber cycle, the first bit of which is the approach. Any that don't approach will be returned to base. But of course, all of the squadron we have are going to attack. And as they haven't dropped their bombs yet, we're going to try and disrupt as many of these tiles as we can to get a victory point for each one. So let me have a think and we'll get right back and see what's attacking what. There we go. You, of course, may have a different opinion to what I've done, but there we go. That's what I've decided. I've gone for as much disruption as I can, hopefully, fingers crossed, and then in the second round we can actually go after damaged Stukas. Now, just to remind you, here's the Stuka. One cockpit or one engine will destroy it, or any three other hits. So, fingers crossed, we are using the light bomber deck as their Stukas, so let's give that a shuffle. Let's see how we do. There we are. And a cut. Right. First up, we'll do this one. We've got Blue Leader. That is Richard Kerr, our veteran. Got to try and remember the veteran privileges as well. So let's see. We're coming in from the nose, of course, and it's more than one tile. So lots going on here. This number here is the disruption number. And if we have 4 or more fighters or markers on joined tiles, we can isolate it. And just to remind you again, these are the counters and tiles that will cause disruption. We can count them, and with distress as well when planes fall out of formation. So we know we've got more than 4. We've got 9 planes there. So this one will fall out of formation. We can do these in any order. So we'll do that first. We'll just move that over there. We've got a great deal of room. But we get a victory point for that because they haven't dropped their bombs yet. Richard also gets a low ammo. We might as well do that. He gets a hit, and that nasty Stuka returns fire. So let's do the hit first. A wing hit. And now the return fire. We have to check the back of the counter first. Oh, it is a hit. Fuselage 6. So not a great first pass. I think that's everything on that card. Moving up next is Blue 3, which is Herman Lupman. Herman, come on. Let's see what he gets. We are on this one now from the nose. Gets another hit. 3 would make that fall out. Let's do the hit first. We've got enough as it is, but let's see what we get. It might destroy it. Here we go. No, it's a wing, but it's a possible catastrophic hit with that little shell burst there. But we've got to throw 11 or 12. Let's see. Three, no. Hard luck, Herman. But he does get a crafty return fire, and that Stuka will fall out of formation. So let's do his hit first. Herman's not. No, he's not a green pilot, so we can ignore that one. That was only a hit for a green pilot. This falls out because we've got more than 3 fighters and other counters. Remember, even though he's finished, they're still attached until we get to the disengaged phase. So let's do that. There we are. Next up, let's do these. Blue 2 is Hissy Cat, I believe. Yes. Get rid of that one first. for attached. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No. And gets a return fire for his troubles. Oh dear. Oh, it's a hit. Oh no, cockpit 9. Not a good one. Poor old Hissy. Move him over there. Coming up next is green 2. Meandering Mike. Still attached. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But we've got a hit. So that would be the 8. So we could disrupt that tile. That's another victory point. What have we got? Oh, fuselage for the Spitfire. That does mean we can disrupt that. And we get another victory point. But poor old Mike gets a return fire. It's another hit. Oh no! Oh, it's a 6. Okay, engine 6. Not quite as bad, but there we are. Next up, we'll do these 3 here. We've got red leader. That's Mike Berticelli coming in. We'll get rid of that first. Nose joined up. A hit. 5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're going to disrupt that one. Gets a low ammo and a hit. Or just a wing. And that becomes detached. And he's finished. I think that's everything. Yeah. Next up, we've got red 3. That's Alan Blue Tweezers. We're on here now. Nose. Oh dear. 2 will make it fall out, which it will do. So let's quickly do that. There we are. Return fire and a possible collision. So let's see what Tweez gets. Oh, it's a hit. Fuselage 7. Oh dear, oh dear. And a possible collision with that Stuka that's firing at him. So a roll of a 1 will finish him off. They have collided. 6. No, he's fine for the moment. Red 2 is Thomas, our green pilot. Let's see how he fares. On here now. Just a low ammo. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. And that's that. Lastly, we've got those 2. Let's pop him over there so we know that was part of that. Green leader. That's Gareth Evans. Still contiguous, as they call it. So we're here. Nose. Get a hit. 9. No, they've only got 2 now. So let's do the hit first. Fuselage. Low ammo. Gareth. That's it, isn't it? Lastly, green 3. As E4 Airman, our other green pilot. Still contiguous, gets another hit. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Still not enough, but let's do the hit. Oh, wing. Possible catastrophic hit. Again, 11 or 12. Eight, no. What else we got on here? Low ammo. And that doesn't apply. Only 4. There we go. That is round 1, I think. Now we disengage. There we go. Next up, it's the dreaded hit checks. And we'll need that. And the first up with a fuselage 7 is red 3. Alan, blue tweezers, 7 or more. 8, he's fine. Next up with a fuselage 6, we've got blue leader, which is Tony. I think I called him Richard. Richard's in the yellow section. So sorry about that, but it's Tony who has a fuselage 6 hit. 12. Oh, no problem. It's trivial, as they say. Next, with a cockpit 9. Blue 2. That's Hissy. Hissy Cat. 9 or more. 4. No. Oh dear, he's off to the cockpit fate box. Lastly, with an engine 6, we've got green 2, meandering Mike. He's fine, just a trivial hit. That could have been worse. That's all the hit checks. Now we resume with round 2. Before we start round 2, there's Hissy in the cockpit fate box, along with ID Jester in the rudder one, and over in the corner there, Christoph lounging about in the hospital. So, I just wanted to mention that yes, we go now to the entropy phase, but didn't mention this. None of the Spitfires have a cruise order, so we can ignore that. So we're on round 2. We're back to the approach. So here's our Spitfires approaching from the flank. I've decided that's where we're coming in, and we've still got to try and separate these 3. So let me have a think, and we'll get right back to you. Here's what I've decided. You may have a different opinion, but my thoughts are we're going to try and split these up if we can. We've got 6 on here altogether. If we're lucky, we might be able to split 1 or 2. Might be able to down this damaged Stuka. We've got a couple going after an undamaged one, just in case. A couple trying to finish this one off and see how lucky we get with that, rather than putting those on here. I've also got Tony, blue leader, going in with green 3, who is E4 Airman, a green pilot, just in case we get a green result for him. We'll see how we go. Right, let's start with blue leader, Tony's board life, coming in to this undamaged Stuka. Let's see what we get. So coming in from the flank, it's still contiguous. So we're, oh dear, on here, no good. Best laid plans, eh? Gets a no ammo. I'm going to pop him there, I think. That wasn't very good. Next up, we've got E4 Airman, our green pilot. Coming in again. Oh, he's going to get a low ammo anyway. So he's out of ammo. It's 11. No, that's no good. I think I can cancel that because of the stay close. No, I've read the rules, because when you're going after bombers, this privilege may only be used in the bomber formation area when the veteran and green pilot are approaching the same bomber, which they are, from the same attitude, which they are, but they must belong to the same section. So no, he's going to get a hit. Might be lucky. Wing 5. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Let's see how these do. They're still attached, so we have got 6 items on there. Who's this? We've got red 2. That is our other green pilot. That's Thomas. Let's see how he does. We're coming in from starboard. We're still attached. 1, 2. Oh, hold on. That's 6, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He gets a hit. Let's do that first. Now it's going to get destroyed anyway, but that destroyed counter that goes on there counts towards the total. So we will disrupt that tile. So let's do it anyway. It drops out, but it is destroyed. It's an engine hit. There are 3 hits there altogether. We can get rid of that. We can pop that down. I think, yeah, Thomas gets no ammo. We'll pop him there. This falls out. So they're all separated. So we get our 6 points, I think. And Thomas gets a bomber kill. I think that's it. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 2. Yeah, 2 hits. That might have been a bit cheeky because there was only 6 on there until the hit, and then the 7th hit went on that engine hit, and then we could disrupt it, but this has replaced it. Let me know if that was a bit cheeky. I shouldn't have actually separated these, but I'm taking it. The problem is, of course, now that coming up behind is green leader, and that is Gareth Evans. So Gareth has still got to attack that plane as it's all sort of simultaneous. The only problem is he has to do it on the previous one when these were joined together, so he'll do it on this one. That's from page 23 of the rules. If you have to attack something that isn't there anymore, use the same row as previous attack. So the only thing that's applying here is the return fire. Sorry, Gareth. Oh, it is a hit. Oh no, elevator 8. Dear oh dear, oh dear. At least we've, well, we hope so, got those separated. Who's next? Let's do these 2. We've got blue 3. Get rid of that now. That's Herman Lupman coming in. 2 hits on this Stuka. Let's see what we get. So flank. Oh, yes, gets another hit and a low ammo. So this one is going down. Let's just do it for giggles, as they say. A wing hit, so 3 wing hits. That's gone. And Herman gets his first destroyed bomber. Unfortunately, in comes Red Leader. That's Mike Berticelli. He has to attack it on the same thing that Herman did, which is the single plane, which is here. Gets a hit, doesn't do anything, but a low ammo. And lastly, we've got these two. We've got Red 3, which is Alan Blue Tweezers coming in from the flank. That's no good. Put it there. As we're looking here. Gets a low ammo. And a dorsal hit from the side. Yes, used the wrong part of the card. I hope I haven't done that earlier on in the video. But yes, I used the wrong part. Used this part here. It should, of course, been this part. So we'll do that again with Red 3, which is Alan Blue Tweezers. So looking at the card, we need 5 to make this Stuka fall out. But that's not going to happen. He just gets a low ammo. Coming up next, we've got Green 2. And that's Meandering Mike. And he got this card. And 4 to make it fall out of formation. No. He gets a low ammo as well, but does get a hit. So let's see what he gets. Engine. That means that plane is destroyed because Stukas only need 1 engine hit to knock them out. And Meandering Mike gets his first bomber kill. Well done. That's the burst round over. We now disengage. There we go. Disengaged. Ready for the dreaded hit check. First up with an Elevator 8, Green Leader, Gareth Evans, 8 or more. Oh dear, oh dear. He's off to the Elevator Fate box. Next we've got Green 3, that's E4 Airman with a Wing 5. No, he's fine, but he's got no ammo, so he'll probably be going home at the earliest opportunity. That's the hit check. And now we resume by going back to the entropy phase, and we've got the Escort reaction. I'll just move that out of the way for a moment. And we get the Escort reaction cards, give them a shuffle. And we take one of those. Let's see what we've got. No ambush, that's good. First thing we look at is the cloud escape, but there are no clouds. And then this help arrives. We've got an Escort in the high station, and unfortunately we're going to have something attack one of our planes. by using the Luftwaffe advantage deck. So first, let's see who's the unlucky Spitfire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I knew I put this away too early. Let's pop it there. I've got an 8-sider, so if we throw an 8, we'll re-roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the unlucky one with no ammo. That is green 3. That's Herman Luttman. So we'll move it up here just so we've got a bit of room. Doesn't have any ammo. So we're taking the Luftwaffe advantage deck, giving that a shuffle. See what's turning up for poor old Herman. And Herman gets tailed by a swarm. Behind you, if a heavy escort and a rotter, it attacks head on, but no, we've got 4 of them coming at him. So, being tailed, we can pick a maneuver, and I think we'll try and turn into them and hopefully they'll fly past. Bit of a gamble, I know, we haven't got any ammo. We've got the tailed cards. A quick shuffle again just to make it all fair and above board. Whoops, chucking all over the place. Right, be lucky. We are single plane against the 109s. Oh, that's a shame. I think we've got to use this one here, if I remember rightly, for a turn maneuver. Not a great result. So we're using this one here because we did a tight turn. So we're now, in fact, head on. And this one means one of the fighters goes away, but it still doesn't help us. So we are, in fact, in a dogfight cycle. So we're tailed, done our maneuver. Nothing else applies. No hit checks, so we go back again. And this time we pick a head-on card. Dear, oh dear. Once again, just a quick shuffle. So, what have we got? We are head-on. We are single plane against 109s. Well, we don't have any ammo. I don't think we apply that. And would you know it, this means they fly away. They took one look at Herman heading towards them and went, we're off. Well done, Herman. So Herman's back, safe and sound. And moving down, the next thing we look at is this R, this reduction. You can see on the player aid here. We're at the high, remember, so there's no R here, so we can ignore that. And any shift, the only thing that's shifting is that one we had ahead. Thank goodness we got rid of that. That would move to the port station, but no. And as I said earlier, no ambush on the card. Good. That was lucky. Next up is Chase. Here we are at the chase table. We've got this section here, which became lost contact due to them attacking the ahead station Escort. They're going to try and get back to the interception map. If it was a single plane, they'd try and get back to the bomber formation. So let's see how they do. It's a die roll. We've got one light escort at the high station, just out of shot there. So our visibility is clear. So this is where we're throwing. If we throw a 6 or more, the chase succeeds. If we throw a 1 to 3, these are intercepted. And we have to draw another Luftwaffe advantage card. It says here, roll 1 die for a section, 2 dice for a single RAF fighter, and select the lower number. So we're rolling 1 die. Let's see if we can get that there. We need the 6 to get back to the interception map, where I believe, if they're successful, they will be given orders, and they may well go after the high station escort, try and keep them busy while the rest of the boys are dealing with the bombers. But anyway, let's see what we get first. Don't throw a 1 to 3. 5, would you believe it? Nothing happens. They stay there. That's the chase sequence finished. Patrol complete? No, you've all got to be returning to base to do that. So, more fuel is used. Here we go. Next is escort recovery. There aren't any suppress markers on the escorts, so escort exit. The raid marker is here, and there are no numbers anywhere near it. I mean, here we've got some numbers, so we would throw an 11 to see either a heavy escort reduced or a light escort removed, but no, not yet. And then we've got the channel patrol, but we're not here. Next up, we've got the reform. Doesn't apply, I don't think. It's to do with reforming flights and sections. And then the bit I'm dreading, we now pick the next lot of raid vector markers. Let's see what we get. Oh, what's this? That moves along there, by the way. Don't think that new trade is going to apply, but this, from top to bottom, this is a turning point. Roll a die. Looks like the bomber formation are turning, maybe to drop their bombs. So we roll a die even, we shift the sun clockwise, odd, anti, or as the peeps across the pond say, counterclockwise. Right. That's a 9, so that's an odd, anti-clockwise. So the sun moves from starboard high to nose high. New trade, don't think applies. It says, no raid marker on the raid track, apply raid result. The raid marker is on the raid track, isolate the rearmost bomber tile. If no tiles in play, determine bomber type and place tiles, then isolate the rearmost tile. But we're okay, we've isolated them all, I think. So that's that. What's next? Oh, weather. Oh, crikey. Oh, no. So, weather. Visibility changes to haze. If haze already, it is now clouds. No, it's gone down to haze. Still sunny, but visibility is a bit hazy. And then Messerschmitts. So Messerschmitts, draw 1 Luftwaffe advantage card, select a section. There aren't any. If no sections, select a fighter. I think it's the guys in the bomber formation. I don't think it applies to the ones in the lost contact. Some Messerschmitts probably from the high station have flown down to cause a bit of trouble. So let's look and see which one of our pilots is being buzzed by some Messerschmitts. So let's see which of our pilots is going to be attacked by that Luftwaffe advantage card. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We throw an 8, we'll re-roll. 7. That's red 3. That's Alan Blue Tweezers. He's off to face some Messerschmitts. Another Luftwaffe advantage card. Just a quick mix. Oh, green fighters. No, Tweez isn't green. Again, couple of 109s. Head on. So, dogfight cycle. Head on is the first thing. What do we get? Head on, single, single. Oh no. They disappear, but they go into the clouds. Tweez thinks they've disappeared, but no, they come up and around and behind him. He's had a quick fire at them and missed, and now he's out of ammo. Dear, oh dear. So we carry on down to the tailed one. We can have a maneuver though. And I think this time I'm going to try my usual and try and evade. So that's 2 tailed cards. Again, I'll give him a, don't think I'd shuffle the other pack, but trust me. So we can take 2 of these and pick the best one in inverted commas. Right. We are a single Spitfire against 109, so it's this one. Oh, well, I can't. No, can't do anything. I take a hit and that gets reduced, or nothing because he isn't a green pilot. Dear, oh dear. Let's not take a hit because I'm now out of ammo. So that stays as it is. So next would be tailing. We're not being tailed. We haven't got a hit. So we go back again and we pick our maneuver. Oh, I keep forgetting. If we're still tailed after doing an evade, we can reduce that. Keep forgetting. Don't forget, peeps. You use the evade and you're still tailed, then you can reduce. So that's not so bad now. We can do it again. We're going to evade again and draw 2 more tailed cards. Let's take them from the top. We're here and here. We take a hit. Can't use this bit. Or take a hit. I guess we take a hit. But that does mean that disappears. This patrol is brutal. Oh, no, it's a 9 engine hit. We don't look at the back in a dogfight. Right. That, though, is the end, and we now have to check that hit 9 or more. Oh, dear, oh dear. Over to the fate box with you, Tweez. There he is. We're getting quite a collection of pilots in those fate boxes. Right, let's carry on with those remaining raid vector markers. Right, a couple of these left. What's next? Oh, another weather. I think that means the visibility is going to be clouds. Let me just check that. Yep, visibility changes to haze. If haze already, it is now clouds. Remove sun marker, if any. So that goes to clouds. And the sun marker comes off the table. Wasn't too bad. The last one. Oh, no! Dear, oh dear, more Messerschmitts. Here we go again. Dear, oh dear, we're down to only 6 pilots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2. That's blue leader. That's Tony. Tony's bald life. He's going to be having a go at some Messerschmitts with no ammo. Dear, oh dear, it's never ending. Let's give these another quick shuffle. Let's see what Tony gets. Oh, he's tailed. Stay on them. If the German fighters are 110s, no, they're not. So he's being tailed by a, is it a Rutter? Can't remember. But 2 of them anyway. There they are. So once again, looking at the dogfight cycle, not head on, tailed, we can use our good old maneuver. I think I'm going to try a turn. They may fly past us. If Tony can turn quick enough, he might catch them unawares and they'll fly past into the distance. So we'll try that. Let's make sure, give them a good shuffle. You don't want our veteran pilot to come to any harm at the moment. Let's see. So Spitfire against 109s. Ah, yes, look at that. Brilliant. He does a quick turn. They end up in front of him. Low ammo, but he doesn't have any. And they do indeed fly past into the distance. Great tactics, Tony. Great tactics. And you know what? It's getting to me. I used the wrong Spitfire. I actually used Red 2, but it doesn't matter. It was covered up by the ammo. Blue leader's there. He's safe. Sorry about that. So that's that done. We are back to swirl again. And I did this incorrectly, I believe, last time. I should have gone straight to the entropy phase. I went back to the intercept. But of course, we've got no orders. We're in the bomber formation. So we go to the entropy and decide what we're going to do against this load of Stukas. Because the first thing we've got to decide is if we're going to approach them. And do you know what? I don't think we will. We've got 1, 2, 3, half of the remaining squadron out of ammo. We've got 4 of them in the fate boxes. We could have another little pop at them, but knowing our luck, the escort's going to come down and annihilate us. So I think we'll call it a day, and I think we'll return to base, all 6 of our pilots. I hope that's okay with you, but I think it's also gone on long enough to say only 3 pilots are going to be able to do anything before the Messerschmitts come back from their station. So, return to base. So there they are on the track, returning to base. Escort reaction, no, there's nothing for them to react to. So it's chase, and I think this is where we can get those yellow Spitfires returning to base. Yes, it says in the rules, during this phase, each lost contact formation must either choose to make a chase attempt or return to base, and that's what they're going to do. So we'll move them up onto the RTB track. There we are. The remaining planes of the squadron are safely on their way back to base. So patrol complete. I believe it is, because everybody is on the return to base track. So we can now land any bailouts, which we'll see if that happens in the fate boxes. There we are. Those that can have returned home to base. Next, it's the bit everybody dreads. It's time for the fate boxes. Pop that there. First off, let's do them in order. We've got Alan. He's in the engine fate box. He's in the Spitfire. He's not green. So these are the numbers we're looking for. Higher the better. Let's see how he fares. 12! He's back in the squadron. Let's put him back. Next up, Gareth Evans in the elevator box. Again, we're here. 8. Oh, he just does it. You can see that's an 8. Just does it, gets back in the hangar. Next up, I think that's Hissy Cat in the cockpit fate box. Yes, not so good this one. Needs a very high number, 10 or 12 to get back. 1, no, oh no, he's on fire. So we now look along here to see if he bows out, ends up in hospital, or worse. 12. Oh, parachutes out. So he bows out. I think he goes here and he sits out the next patrol, which is the last one, but at least he's alive. I think I moved the wrong one. Hold on a sec. No, I messed up again. It should have been Hissy. I did ID Jester. So Hissy's in the bailout and Hissy will miss out the next one. But now it is ID Jester in the rudder fate box. Let's see how he fares. It's not too bad. 11, he's okay as well. So, all in all, not a bad fate box experience. Could have been a lot worse. So we're back at the squadron display, and I've sorted out those pilots that have flown 2 consecutive patrols and popped them in the fatigue boxes. We got E4 Airman and Thomas from Historic Wings, Alan Blue Tweezers, ID Jester, and our 2 veterans, Tony's Bald Life and Richard Kerr. And it looks like we've got 11 pilots for the last patrol, so we're going to be 1 short. But fingers crossed. Right, let's have a look at the victory points. Very poor show, really. Only 3 bombers downed, as you can see here. Meandering Mike, Herman Luttman, and Thomas Historic Wings were the only pilots who got their bomber kills. And so looking at the squadron log for Patrol 5, we had those 3 bombers. We isolated, I believe, the 6 Keter, giving us 9. We've got Hissy bailing out, but on his way back to the squadron. So the running total now is 34 victory points, I believe. So for a 6 patrol chapter, we're into the success. Mind you, I think this first chapter is a little easier than the rest, so it hasn't been too bad. We've got one patrol left to do, but that's it. That's the end of the patrol. So this has been part 5 of my playthrough of Skies Above Britain, designed by Jerry White and Gina Willis, and published by GMT Games. Well, as always, I hope you enjoyed that. And again, apologies for any misplays that I've performed during this playthrough, but I dare say you'll let me know in the comments. If you have enjoyed it and you haven't done so already, it would be wonderful if you would consider subscribing to the channel, because it really does help. Pushing the like button, the thumbs up underneath the video, helps tremendously as well by tickling that YouTube algorithm. And if you want to be informed of other content, remember to push the bell, but make sure you push all notifications. As always, I encourage you to leave a comment. This is, in my opinion anyway, a great game. Lots of narrative in it, and a cleverly thought out game to boot. But what do you think? Let me know, because I love to read them. As always, thank you to my subscribers for sticking with me. It's really appreciated. Think the world of you. And just before I go, as always, just a reminder that if you wish to support the channel a little bit further, you can. You can buy the channel a coffee, and there's a link for that in the description. Or if you wish, you can push the super thanks button, which is situated at the bottom right of the video, possibly hidden within those 3 little dots you see there. If you decide to do either of those, the channel thanks you, because all those thanks and coffees help the channel to keep ticking along, so thanks. Right then, on to the next one, and I hope you can join me for that. But until then, as always, you take care and goodbye.